Sir, good morning. Ma'am, good morning. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new and this is your first time viewing, there's a slew of videos on this channel you should go and check out. I highly recommend it. Lots of great content. Hope you stick around. Those of you returning back, great to see y'all. So we're still getting our ass kicked with Samurai. I just replaced the master cylinder. I want to show you guys some of the things that I've learned while working on the Samurai. And hopefully at the end of this video, we're going to be going to Wawa to get some coffee in the Samurai. So, enough of the chip chop. Let's get started. All right, so got the new master in. This here is a special tool for the older style General Motors proportioning valves, which is what this is.
Sorry guys, my microphone died on this video here. Basically, that way the proportioning valve works, if you have a leak in your system on the front line, rear line, that valve will switch from the front or to the rear to divert you losing all of your fluid, and you will have half of a brake pedal. So apparently I didn't have that tool screwed all the way into the proportioning valve, and what happens is it allowed the valve to switch from front to rear, thinking that we had a brake leak. So on the vise, I have the old master cylinder. So what I'm doing is checking the old master cylinder to see if there's any air trapped inside of the master cylinder or possibly a damaged master cylinder. But that wasn't the case. I learned what was causing the issue later on in the video. A good master cylinder should only allow you to take a probing device and press the face of the master cylinder in only 1/8 of an inch. But again, I learned later what was causing my issues.
All right, I'm not sure if I'm going to see any bubbles coming out, but we're going to find out together. What I can tell you is it took longer to get the bubbles out of the rear than it did out of the front. So I'm going to press this. There should be no bubbles coming out of this if all is well. And there is not. So that means the master had no air in it. We got all the air out from the first time. And if you look, you can see I can only move it about 1/8 of an inch. So it's building pressure, which means there was a problem somewhere else in the system. Now, I'm going to show you something. This little guy is your brake pressure switch. There's a slider valve inside of the proportioning valve that, if activated, the slider pushes forward, and this guy right here is spring-loaded. If you can see that, see how it's moving? If that slider moves forward, there's an indication of a significant amount of fluid leakage, meaning you could have broke your line. So that's the only time that happens. So the slider moves forward, it lifts up this little plunger, your brake light in the car will come on, warning you that there's an issue with your brake system. So why is this important? This here is important because when you're bleeding your brakes and you crack open your bleeder after you have somebody building pressure inside the vehicle, that amount of flow, if you don't have this tool locked inside of the valve, that will cause your plunger to go and block fluid from the rear and bring it only to the front to give you somewhat of brakes. That's why they have that installed. So before yesterday or the day before, I was bleeding the brakes, and I at first had somewhat of a pedal. Well, I had the valve slide on me because this wasn't screwed in all the way. It should realistically bottom out. Why they do that, I don't know. It's beyond me, but it should bottom all the way out. Who knows? Maybe it's used on other proportioning valves, but anyway, the valve was slid forward and this was not all the way down, allowing me to get the air out of the rear of the vehicle. So we installed the new master, we bench bled it, our tool is properly installed. Now I need somebody to come over and give me a hand bleeding the brakes. Story of my life is what it is. So I'm waiting on that. I wanted to just go over that with you guys, learn from my mistakes, is what it is. So I'm gonna keep busy, got some other stuff I've got to do, and we're gonna go from there. Well, I think I may have found my problem. The entire time I've been trying to bleed the brakes on the Samurai, I successfully bled the brakes, but there's not enough stroke in the foot pedal. We're gonna measure how much stroke is needed with a tape measure. This is the same master cylinder that's in the truck now. I'm gonna put a mark at 1 inch. Okay? I'm gonna put one at 1 inch, and then I'm gonna put one at 4 inches. Probably the more important one is gonna be the 4 inches. So we're going to push this all the way in, and we need to know how much travel. So it basically went almost 1.5 inches before it bottoms out inside the master cylinder. I'm lucky if I've got 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch underneath the floor. So, and the way we need to fix that is extending the linkage coming off of the master cylinder to the brake pedal.
Well, once again, I had a microphone malfunction. What you're going to see here shortly is the distance from the linkage coming off the master cylinder or brake booster going onto the brake pedal. And you'll also notice shortly that I was able to move the brake pedal forward closer to the seat about another 1/2 inch. So what I ended up having to do was weld a couple of nuts on the end of the clevis and give myself another 1/2 inch of threading to thread onto the rod going to the brake booster. So right about this moment, I had enough. I had fixed the linkage coming off the brake pedal. I made a call to Moser Engineering and basically said, I'm ready to smash something and you need to help me. What ended up happening was the calipers that are on the back of the Samurai come on this kit, disc brake conversion kit. They're off of a 79 Eldorado. There's linkage on the back of the caliper, which will allow you to use an emergency brake cable. In order to bleed the calipers properly, you have to have the linkage connected to the caliper and functioning to bleed your brakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have brakes. Dude, I can't even begin to say how I feel right now about having brakes in the Samurai. My man, I didn't even bleed him yet. All I did was crack the bleeders to get fluid going through them and closed them, locked them up, both sides, checked the reservoir, First few pumps, you know, slow. I had, you know, spongy pedal, and all of a sudden she got rock hard. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So, I'm done for today. I'm absolutely done. I'm wiped, I'm spent. I feel good. Let me show you what this caliper looked like. So General Motors used these in 79 Eldorado. 1 year only. The good thing about this caliper, well, there's really nothing good about it, but you were able to hook up an e-brake cable to it, and you could have e-brakes. You see the caliper, how she's coming out? Well, that's how it worked. But in order to get it to work 100%, you'd have to have these hooked up to get all the air out of them. And again, yes, I get it. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But my man, every freaking part on this Samurai, I've had to modify or make. And it's not because it's a Samurai, it's just because you buy a kit or something and it just don't work. You know, it's been hell. That's all I'm gonna say is it's been hell. I've been eating a lot of shit sandwiches lately with this thing, and I was like literally like up to here, but now that I got a brake pedal, I feel better. So I just had to vent and share my experience with you guys. Let me know in the comment section what was the worst experience with your build. Please tell me. I gotta get back to work. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, so I'm gonna talk about it now. I bought this here manifold block. It's a fake pretend AccuAir block. Comes with a little 3-foot remote. It's a little on the smaller side, but whatever. Luckily it works in the Samurai. I can make it work. I'm gonna do a review on this. The reason why I purchased it, 1, because of the price. 2, because I have all intentions on putting AccuAir in the Samurai. I just can't do it now. Don't have the money to do it now. Unless one of you guys want to purchase it for me, hey, that's great. But I'm just teasing. So my third brake light does not work. My license plate light works. Everything else works. I had to order a new third brake light. It's like I said, the seats are in very tight. This door was a bit of a pain in the ass to close. I'm gonna have to modify the panels on the seats. So again, it's not a big deal right now. Seat belts are in. You can always deal with this stuff later. And it's all tight because of the size of the console that I went with. But it's okay though. I'm not worried. I'm not changing the size of the console because of seats. I'll modify the seats instead of the console. So that's it, man. She is done. I got to get them off of this jack stands. I got to set my steering wheel. Need to get a wheel alignment. I've got to unbury my trailer from the side of the garage, load this up on a trailer and bring it to Kissimmee to a shop out there to get a wheel alignment. So my hood still does not close. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna probably just put some pins in it for now. I really don't care. I'm at the point where I don't care. I just want to drive it. So I'm not letting that stop me. And that's it. That is it, man. She is a wrap. I'm gonna get this off the stands and go for a cruise. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. The moment that I and you have been waiting for. It's all complete. We've got brakes. Our coolant fan works. Cycles on. Seats are in. Very tight. Gonna have to modify them. I can't do it now. And that's it, man. Let's do this. Guys, the level of frustration that I've gone through to get this truck where it is right here is unimaginable. And again, by no means am I complaining, because I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy. The amount of cursing and swearing and sweat that went into this truck is insane. I gotta fix that up there, no biggie. Insane. Let's go for a ride. Hell yeah. It actually drives really good. Very happy. So this is our first maiden voyage. Stopped over at Danny's house to see his trucks in his garage. He's having a garage built. And I went and got gas, and here we are. Alright guys, going to Wawa, so wish me luck. Fingers crossed. Let's go, boy. Fingers crossed, going to Wawa. Well, we made it. Rain's coming. Definitely fun to drive. 100%. Definitely. Well, we made it back. Got rain coming, lightning. Successful trip. First maiden voyage. We got some Wawa coffees. Let me get inside. I'm not dealing with this. Ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Do me a big favor. If you haven't done it so already, comment down below, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Got a lot of big things coming up this week and do a lot of work on the wagon. So stick around, put a smile on your face, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day, guys.